We're going to dive into specific small business types. We have restaurants, office spaces, hospitality, worship, community areas. We'll talk about restaurants first. What is typical about restaurant spaces first is their occupancy schedule. For the most part, there's a couple exceptions, but yeah, for the most part, restaurants have standard hours of operation week to week. This is important for the measures we'll talk about in the next slide. But there are, of course, exceptions, catering, event kitchens, cooking class spaces. These might not have as regular of hours. Restaurants have high internal thermal loads. They're cooking with kitchen equipment. The refrigerators that they're using to cool product is also rejecting heat from the fridge back into the space, and lots of hot water use, dishwashing, hand washing. So yeah, a lot of hot energy has been being thrown into the space continuously, and that is coupled with high natural gas use in general compared to other spaces. Natural gas cooking equipment is big, of course. And on this next slide, we'll talk about measures for these restaurant spaces. First of all, and this will be a theme throughout the presentation, but LED lighting is essential in this day and age. Previously, we had, fluorescent and incandescent lighting that is far and away less efficient than the LED alternatives that are widely available on the market today. Um, they are, first off, simply less energy intensive. A standard uh, fluorescent fixture might be 40 watts, while the LED alternative may be 20. So just cutting immediately lighting electrical usage in half is great. It has a side benefit of reducing the heat output into the space. Uh, the inefficiencies of those fluorescents are also introducing heat into the space, and LEDs do not do so to the same extent. This is an important measure for restaurants given the high burn hours of the space type. Restaurants, for the most part, are open and occupied for a solid number of hours during the week, some weekend operations. So just the more that your lights are on, the more that you're going to save by switching to LEDs. Um, I also have a note in here, replace heat lamps with other forms of heating when possible. So maybe, uh, yeah, food warmers as opposed to heat lamps. That's another thing you can think about. Next measure here is to ensure that you're employing Energy Star certified equipment. There's a lot of energy using equipment in these restaurant spaces. Everything for cooking. Let's see, yeah, ranges, ovens, microwaves, refrigerators. These all have Energy Star equivalents, which just means that they have been certified by, uh, let's see, I forget which national organization, but they are certified to be more efficient than the standard option. It might have a higher first cost, but the savings that you will experience throughout the equipment's lifetime is usually surpasses that additional first cost. Um, in a restaurant, we can also optimize the domestic hot water system, setting the supply temperature set point is important. You don't want to ask your water heater to produce unreasonably hot water. Every degree that you're increasing water temperature is another therm of gas that you're using, or kilowatt in electrical water heater terms. But yeah, setting that to 120, or sorry, 140 at the heater and 120 at the fixture level is pretty standard. Might vary depending on your specific applications. And then ensuring that all hot water piping, both supply and return, are fully insulated. Um, yeah, those when you have a copper pipe carrying 140-degree water, there's a lot of energy that's seeping off of those, and insulating that is both going to reduce the load on the water heater and reduce, again, the heat that is being output into the space. And lastly, we want to optimize refrigerator and freezer set points. Same general idea with, the domestic hot water set point. You don't want to ask your fridge to cool product down to an unreasonably cold temperature. Um, the EPA, I believe, has suggested between 35 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit for refrigerators and 0 degrees for freezers. And everyone knows this from, childhood, but don't leave the refrigerator freezer door open. It's unnecessary loss there.